3:15, you're on the air.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Wonderful, wonderful. I've been enjoying all the wisdom and knowledge that God has been pouring through you. My question is concerning controlling spirits. When controlling spirits is sent out against you, I'm not even quite sure how to ask the question, but what is? Do you have any information on the controlling spirit?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of information, and one night I'll teach on schizophrenia and multiple personalities. Much is unknown about those things, and some of your deliverance ministers are teaching improperly that personalities are parts of your mind that are shattered through a traumatic experience, and that it's pieces of your personality, which is a psychological explanation of that, which is not true. But I have a book on my web page, Miracle Internet Church, and it's under the ebooks, Marriage. Well, there's one called Chart Schizophrenia, and it's about schizophrenia and mind control and everything. Explains these things, and you see, I can quickly explain it to you in a nutshell. But people that are interested in the deliverance ministry, what they need to do is to become diligent studiers of the Word of God. And they need to stop following people that follow psychology or other people's thinking instead of the Spirit of God. But psychology and psychiatrists, the way they say that schizophrenia comes about is through a traumatic exposure to a person.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's what they say.
A car wreck, or as a child, they get control of a child's mind. Some of the witches and warlocks and government agents, through giving a terrible traumatic experience to the child, so that it's so bad that the child's mind just blocks it out. And when that happens, it splits the mind, and the trauma, when it splits the mind, shatters the mind into many pieces. And when the trauma comes, the spirit of fear comes into the mind, and what it does is it becomes the doorkeeper. And now if the person has a person that is manipulating their mind, like a government agent or a witch or wizard or that type of thing, that person becomes known as the handler. And the handler manipulates the mind into personality using the spirit of fear. And the spirit of fear becomes that person's gatekeeper. And now wait a minute, let me finish.
Okay. All right, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Gatekeeper is in of all of those little parts of the shattered mind. And the shattered pieces are there, and they are pieces of that person's mind. And so if you could imagine them or think of them in terms of pieces that would make up like little empty pieces or empty avenues. Well, the person that is controlling the spirit of fear will minister a personality into a piece of that shattered mind of, let's say, a spirit of a Christian spirit. And they're planning on using that Christian spirit to infiltrate a church. They will feed in Christian terminologies and a Christian personality into that demons, into that part of the mind. And then they will take another section of the mind and they may enter in a personality of murder and demons connected to that. They'd take another part and they would minister into that part, say, a spirit of doubt and unbelief, and then it goes on and on. So this person becomes a person filled with personalities, and they are personalities of demons that are controlled by the spirit of fear. And so then what happens to that person is the mind controller. Let's say that the mind controller wants that person to go and infiltrate a church. It will be instructed under the power of hypnosis to go into the church. It would be given its assignment, and it would go into the church and infiltrate the church, but it would not be a true Christian. It would be a Christian or it would be a person calling itself a Christian, but it's demon possessed. And so these spirits, these handlers, they handle the mind just like you handle a computer. And whenever they are the handler of a mind-controlled person, they can flip any region of that mind, any mass of devils that they want by code words, just like you have passwords. And it's called mind control or mind manipulation. And it is not broken away parts of that person's mind. And even some deliverance ministries say that the way they heal these people's minds is they bring these spirits back. Larson is one that uses this technique, which is demonic. What's his name? Bob Larson.
I've heard of him.
He's a man. And he also talks to spirits like some of them are doing demons. They claim that they can take these demons and they can work them back into the person's personality, and that the person will be healed, that it's not demons. But actually, if they do that, then the person stays and remains demon-possessed. Now, that's a quick nutshell of that.
Interesting. Now, I heard you say the handler and the mind controller. Now, would God reveal if the handler is like someone sending out the spirit of control against you, or how do you believe the Spirit of the Lord would deal with
a mind controller or a handler can be a parent, it can be a teacher, or it can be the head of a cult group that you are a member of. This is why we warn people about getting under false teachers. Will control their minds and so on and so forth. Or it can be just the spirit realms itself controlling your mind. The man that was in the garden, the legion, the legion devils, and Jesus spoke to the demon in that person of legion, and 2,000 to 6,000 devils came out of him at the same time. And so what I'm saying to you is that it comes from the spiritual realms, and a mind handler, physical mind handler, is a person that uses the spiritual realms to control somebody's mind.
My Lord.
Yeah.
My Lord. Woman of God, I got another question.
God will protect you. You just
Amen. Thank you.
I got to move on, honey. I've got a whole list of people up here calling.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you for your call.
Yes, ma'am.